Okay, who was the first Sufi saint who visited India? Indian subcontinent, in fact.
I'm sorry, sir, I'm unaware.
Okay. Just now when you were having a conversation with sir, you told peacemaking, peace building and peacekeeping.
Yes, sir.
What is the basic difference between these three concepts?
So, peacemaking, peacekeeping and peace building. These three are in a continuum, starting from peacemaking and ending at peace building. So, peacemaking is an agreement where two parties come together and try to find a negotiated settlement here. And peacekeeping is maintaining that the negotiated settlement is upheld. And peace building is a long-term process. It's a post-conflict agenda, sir, where you try to strengthen the national capacities of a region and promote sustainable development.
These three concepts, do you think it can be applied in the case of national issues also? Like recently there was a riot that took place in Northeast. What kind of, which concept could be applied there? Like peace building, peacekeeping or peace?
So in short term, we need to apply peacemaking, and in the medium term, we'll resort to peacekeeping, and in the long term, sir, we should focus on peace building.
That's right. Tell me, what is shuttle diplomacy?
So shuttle diplomacy is a kind of diplomacy where you start bus services or shuttle services between two countries to ensure there's a cordial relation, sir.
Can you give any example?
So one of the examples is the shuttle services that was initiated by Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, where the shuttle services started from India to Pakistan, sir.
Okay. Tell me, what is the basic difference from Marxian socialism and Leninism? And why Lenin deviated from the basic ideology of Marx? And Lenin was influenced by Marx. That is why we see the development of communism in Russia, and it got a full expression with the Russian Revolution in 1917. Why Lenin deviated from Marx, and what is the basic difference between Marxian socialism and Leninism? You are a student of sociology.
Yes, sir. So Marxian socialism basically promotes that at the end of the history, there will be a stateless and a classless society. However, Lenin differs from Marx here, and he says that it is not necessary to have a stateless society, but we can ensure that the welfare of all the citizens can be ensured. And coming to the second part of your question, sir, Lenin differed from Marx because the international scenario that Lenin was going through was different than Marx, sir. If he hadn't applied for a modified version of Marxian socialism, then the socialism would have faded away in the pure form that the Marxist propagated, sir.
We see in the case of New Economic Policy in 1921 that Lenin used capitalism, and which was called as strategic retreat by Lenin. So in this case, he in fact contradicts with the Marxian socialism, though he was, you can say, the ideological disciple of Marx.
Sir, I'm sorry, I'll have to read up on it, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Ruchi, as you have shown your ruchi or interest in Rangoli.
Yes, ma'am.
Rangoli is a Hindi word?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the meaning of this word?
Ma'am, it's Rang ki Holi. So you play Holi with Rang on the floor, ma'am.
You use only colors or do you use floral parts also?
Ma'am, while making Rangolis, we use flowers also.
Flowers also. What is the significance of the Rangolis in the Indian festival?
Rangoli has a very unique significance in Indian festivals. Rangoli is made to ensure that the deity that is entering our home is given a grand welcome when he sees the Rangoli. At the same time, it ensures that the guests who are coming into your home while visiting during festivals, they bring in positivity when they see the colors and the flowers. This is one. And the second is, it is a sign of prosperity and welfare in the home, ma'am.
Okay. Do you think Rangoli is a kind of art form in India?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Can you name any 3 other art forms of India?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, Bunny Thani painting. dance, and calligraphy, ma'am.
Okay. Can you think of 3 waste material which you can use to make rangoli?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in our gardens, we used to have leaves that were shed from the trees. So we used to collect those leaves and use it in our rangoli. Secondly, we had the wheat husk at our home. So we used to collect the wheat husk and use it in our rangoli. And the third is the rice, the rotten rice that was there at home. We used it in our rangolis, ma'am.
Okay. Can you tell me the few draping style of saris, as you're wearing a beautiful sari, apart from this style?
Ma'am, I particularly do not know the name of these styles, but I can relate it to the region.
Okay.
Ma'am, there's a Gujarati style of wearing saris, where the pallu of the sari is not in the back of your shoulder, but in the front of your shoulder.
Okay.
Then there's Marathi style of sari, where the drapes on the front of your body are tied to your navel. And these are the 2 saris that are.
Okay. Can you name some silk saris and just mention the states also?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Okay, how silk is obtained?
Ma'am, silk is obtained through sericulture, where the silk from the worms is collected and it is made into a thread and then weaved into a sari.
So it's an animal source?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me any plant source from which we can obtain silk or the fiber for the silk?
I'm sorry, ma'am, I'm not.
Okay, my question being a woman, or as you are also a woman, why women are constantly forced that they have to, their goal should be marriage or they have to run a family? Why this pressure is there especially in the Indian woman?
Ma'am, I believe the stereotype that the women should be married, they should take care of the family, only it's the responsibility of women to do so, has its cultural and historical roots to it. Because our society has been a patriarchal society generally, so we see that the women are subjugated to the private sphere of the family, where their main duty is nurture and care of the family and child, ma'am.
Okay, can you name a woman from your state who has worked to save the environment?